Hello, this is Tanya Farrelly, and I'm reading an extract from a story called Mise-en-Scene from my collection When Black Dogs Sing, published by Arlen House. So, you'll never guess what? Probably not, I say, as I lounge back in a beanbag in Accents Cafe. It's our new hangout since Izzy did an improv show here. Personally, I don't care for the basement of anywhere, no matter how hip and funky. I like windows, big windows where my mind can drift up and out, drawn by the world outside. Pablo's on Plenty of Fish again. Mel sits back, eyes narrowed. Three faces turned towards mine, waiting for my reaction. Nothing to stop him, is there? I say. It is 3 months ago since we split up. Pablo, or Paul to be exact. Mel had called him Pablo from the start. If she hadn't, none of it would have happened. Do you mean to say you're over him? She asks, arching one burgundy-tinted brow. I shrug. He's entitled to do what he likes, isn't he? None of my business anymore. I'm about to add, sure he could even date you, Mel, but that would be throwing oil on a blaze. It's better to let her think I'm over it, over the whole freaking fiasco. Only Anya knows how much I'm not over it. She comes to the rescue now by steering the conversation on a different course. How's the eBay business going, Mel? Mel shakes her head. I've packed it in. Nothing was shifting. I meant to say, actually, I've a load of clothes in the apartment, Izzy. You should come over and have a look. They're big sizes, 18. Izzy looks up from her iPhone. What? Do you think I'm an 18? Seriously? Mel shrugs. What's wrong with 18? Sure, I was 16, depending on the store. It's called ample cleavage. Nothing to be ashamed of, she smirks. Izzy stands. Well, I'll tell you what you can do, Mel. You can stick your size 18 up your cappuccino. The waitress appears at my elbow as Izzy storms in the direction of the toilets, phone in hand. Jesus, Mel says, what's eating her? Pablo. Paul. He said he'd never go back on that site no matter what happened. But then it wasn't exactly a surprise. People said all sorts of things they didn't mean, and he hadn't turned out to be the exception. Didn't think you were going back on that site either, Mel, I say. Didn't you say it was full of perverts and losers? Mel grins. The first I've learned to live with, she says. Sometimes certain needs prevail. Have you been on any dates recently? Anya asks, reaching for her chai latte. She's into herbal everything since she returned from her trip to India. She's even had her nose pierced, a tiny diamond that twinkles each time she turns her head. Not sure I'd call them dates exactly, but there's this chef has been over to my place a couple of times. Oh yeah? Are you going out? Mel leans in, conspiratorially, plum-coloured fringe, newly dyed, falling in her eyes. We don't go out, Anya, she says. We stay in. Here, wait till I show you his pic. You've got to see this. She rummages in her oversized bag for her phone, pums an app and hands the phone to Anya. Jesus Christ, Anya says. Are you serious, Mel? She passes the phone to me. Mel spreads her hands dramatically. Behold the naked chef, she says. A selfie. Phone in his hand, taken in his bathroom. I can see white tiles and a blue shower curtain behind him, but the background isn't exactly the focal point. The chef is ripped, a solid six-pack a la Matthew McConaughey, biceps swollen, skin tanned. The picture borders on the pornographic, a tight pair of navy CK shorts pulled low over his groin. The face, well, the face isn't great. Thinning hair, a beaked nose, eyes set too close together. At that moment, Izzy returns and leans in over my shoulder to see what all the hysteria is about. Who's the prawn? She says. I can't hold in the laughter. Prawn, I repeat. Yeah, great body, pity about the head. Mel stands and snatches the phone back. Where's he from? I ask. Cabra. Jesus, I figured he was from South America. Where did he get a colour like that, this Cabra chef? He must live in a stand-up tanning booth. I sip at my coffee and pretend to be interested in Mel's sex life, but all I can think of is Paul, back on that site, back looking.